Hello gamers and welcome back. I'm Rob, of course, or Warshack if you want to call me by my in-game name, and we're going to be doing our deck guide on the Quest Rogue, or some like to call it the Cancer Rogue. I call it the Face Roll Rogue. Very, very powerful deck right now. Definitely tier 1, right up there with the Quest Warrior deck in regards to the power level. This isn't my favorite deck to play, nor do I play it a whole lot, but it was requested of me that I cover the deck guide on there because of not only how popular this deck is, but a lot of you seem to be you're wondering why you're not getting the results. Everybody says it's like a really good deck, and you're not seeing the results of it being a good deck. So hopefully this deck guide will kind of break down what you need to be looking for within your mulligans, the matchups in particular, and then just the general idea of how to deck and how to maneuver those turns. So for those of you who are new to the channel or our deck guide series, we go ahead and we talk about the deck list, why I have what I have in here. From there, we go over each card. We kind of talk about any synergies that kind of stand out first glance, and then just why the card is basically in the deck. From there, we head into some ranked games where we go ahead and we play 3 or 4 matches. Normally, we go, between 3-0, 3-1, 4-0. It all depends. I always like to show a couple losses, or at least one loss in there to show the deck is not invincible. I mean, for those other guys who sit there and be like, here's the deck, here's 5 straight wins in a row, and they're like hand-picked wins where they have like the fucking perfect hand. That's not a great representation of any deck. There's gonna be losses, and you have to accept those. So I really don't mind showing those in our particular deck guide, as long as we just don't lose every single one. All right, so with that, let's head into the deck. We have a double prep. This is really, really good in combination with the Mimic Pod, which is a new card from the Ungoro set, and also with the quest itself. Normally, if I have a preparation in our hand, I will normally save that for the quest, and I'll plan out my turns to make sure the quest can get completed around 5 or 4, and then we go ahead and we can prep it out based on how much mana we have left over. But like worst case scenario, you don't have the cards in your hand, you don't see yourself completing that quest by turn 5 or 6. Using the prep on the Mimic Pod is always not a bad thing either. The Shadow Steps definitely have 2 of these guys, as these are the whole point of this deck is the quest, and that's play 4 minions with the same name, which means you have to basically keep resummoning the same minion or return it to your hand and resummon it, or there's also the elemental package in here where you can, of course, return the elementals to your hand. So these Shadow Steps are really, really important in regards to being able to complete your quest as soon as possible. On top of that, these are probably your best return mechanics in the deck, because it costs 0 mana, and then it reduces the cost of the card that you've returned to your hand by 2, allowing you to basically play it in the same turn regardless of how much mana you have, as long as that creature's cost is below 2. Which is like, this card is just so good in the deck. Firefly, so a new addition. I won't really say new, but it wasn't put in the deck at first, but then over the course of a couple, I want to say like a week, the elemental package started showing up more and more, and that's the Firefly and the Ignis Elemental. And that is because when the Ignis Elemental dies, he summons 2 of these elementals that go to your hand. They're 1-drop 1/2s, and then the Firefly also generates the same kind of elemental. So you can actually be able to complete this quest without even returning any cards. You just get both your Ignis Elementals, they die, and then you play 4 of the cards that come out, because each of them drops 2. Or you could Firefly and whatnot, so you can even return Firefly back to your hand and get another one. There's a whole bunch of combos in this deck. The returning cards to your hand is basically, you want to return anything that continuously generates value, because if you return cards like South Sea Deckhand, it's not doing anything for you. So you normally aim to, bring back cards like Firefly, Swashbuckle, Novice Engineer, things like that continuously keep generating you value once you play them. The Glacial Shard, some people play 2, some people play 1, some people play none. I chose 1 due to the fact that it is a really nice card. It's a 1-drop 5/5 when you have the quest out, and it freezes an enemy minion, which can be exceedingly powerful to stop them from trading into you, or if they have a weapon. But I found 2 of them to be a little bit too much for me, because right now Pirate Warrior is not really that popular of a deck. It could just be because when people hit Legend, they stop playing Pirate Warrior. Maybe on ladder, when you're trying to hit Legend, maybe 2 of these is really good, because you can freeze their early game pirates and or weapons, which is really, really important against Pirate Warrior. But I found that right now, it's basically a meta call with this Glacial Shard, and I found 1 to be okay as of now. You can change it to 2, no big deal. Patches, there's 4 pirates in the deck, plus even if you draw patches, this is probably the single deck in the game that you can have patches, draw patches, and you're still not that, you draw them and you're not that disappointed, because once again you complete the quest, every single minion in your deck turns to a 5/5. So this is a 1 mana 5/5 with charge. That's not bad at all. So drawing patches in this particular deck isn't the best thing. Of course, it's not as good as pulling them from your deck for free, but it's still not as bad as what it is in some other like decks like Miracle Rogue or Pirate Warrior. South Sea deckhand, again, pulls patches, cheap minion. It's a 2/1 with charge, and it has, again, if you have the quest completed, it's a 1 mana charge as long as your weapon's equipped. The Swashbuckle, this is going to be one of your, I don't want to say main targets, because there is no main target to return back. Every game is going to be different depending on what your hand looks like, who you're going to be going against, and what you're aiming to do. So in the games that we'll play, I'll kind of go over like what our hand is telling us to do, and that's kind of the game plan that we set up from there on after. But Swashbuckler is going to be one of those cards that you're looking to return back over and over and over again, because he keeps generating cards when he gets played, which keeps basically fueling the fire. The last thing you want is to have 1 or 2 cards in your hand and nothing else to play. And this guy, again, keeps the gas going. Caverns Below, the point of the deck. Biolfin Tidehunter. This is an interesting guy. The reason he's in here is because he gets to he's a 2 mana 2/1 that summons a 1/1 ooze with taunt, and the taunt is what's important because this deck has no taunts in it whatsoever. Once you take damage, that's it. So if you're playing against an aggressive based deck and you need healing or you need taunts, you have none. So this kind of gives you the ability to play a 2 mana 5/5 that's going to summon another 5/5 with taunt once your quest is completed. Plus, it's not a bad card on curve if you're playing against like a slow druid deck and they're spending their turns hero powering out and killing these cards instead of like ramping. Double Abyss. Some people told me, Rob, I'm crazy. Why would I play Abyss? It's a 2 mana deal 4 damage when I can play a 1 mana 5/5 with potential charge like Stone Tusk Boar. But I found Boar to be just a really, really bad card unless you have the quest. It's basically just another patches, and I'm already playing patches, and I'm already playing South Sea deckhands, and I'm already playing cards that return those back to my hand if need be to be able to do more burst damage. Plus, I can have Abyss. So I just found that the Abyss is just a good card on its own. I don't want to have too many cards in the deck that, like, I don't want to have 99.9% of the cards in my deck be absolute dog shit unless my quest is complete, because my quest isn't always going to be complete. And Abyss kind of helps us in regards to being able to clear cards on our opponent's side of the field if we need to, deal burst damage face, or even kill our own minions, because some games will play the Ignis Elemental and our opponent won't want to kill it because they know it'll generate us 2 of those elementals, which will work with our quest. So we'll actually go ahead and maybe Abyss our own Ignis Elemental to be able to pop it to play those little elementals that go for our quest. The Ferryman was once a really bad card and everybody made fun of him, and now he's like an auto include into this quest rogue deck. He'll basically is just another return mechanic. So you know you have your Shadow Steps, you have your Ferrymans, and then of course you have your Youthful Brewmasters in regards to cards that bounce cards back to your hand. So it's just definitely a staple. Run 2 of those for sure. The Novice Engineer is a 2 mana 1/1 Battlecry draw card. This is another card that you're gonna definitely choose to bounce back to your hand if you don't draw. Like, you know, Swash is a good card, Novice is a good card, and plus once you get your quest complete, it's a 2 mana 5/5 Battlecry draw card. Youthful Brewmaster. Just keep in mind, guys, that the Gadgetzan Ferryman is a combo activator. Like, you have to play a card before the Ferryman to return the card to activate his ability. Meanwhile, the Panda is just a Battlecry, so there's no combo activation here. And then their stats are switched. This is a 2/3, and this is a 2/3, and that's a 3/2. So there's a little bit of a requirement to the Ferryman. Meanwhile, the Youthful Brewmaster requires nothing of you. The Alkalite of Pain, again, is more draw. I think the most important part of this deck is to continuously be able to draw and have gas to fuel the fire of being able to, first of all, complete your quest as soon as possible. But once your quest is complete, like let's say they have a Dragonfire potion, you're playing against a priest or a warrior who brawls, you want to be able to keep having threats on the board to be able to win the game. And after, you know, you Novice Engineers and you return all, like, you've returned all the cards back to your hand with like the Panda or the Gadgetzan Ferryman, you have no more gas. The Alkalite is a 5/5 that every time it takes damage you get to draw a card. So the ability to, again, keep the gas rolling is very important in this deck. The Alien Ignis Elemental, we've already been over this in regards to the same reason Firefly's in the deck. It pops and you play the little elementals that pop out. The Mimic Pod, very, very good card in the deck. It's basically just a better Thistle Tea. It's unfortunate that they basically printed the Thistle Tea in just a better card, because the T is a 6 mana, you draw 1 card and then you make 2 more copies, so you get 3 cards in total. This is 3 mana, draw a card, then add another copy, so you're basically paying 3 more mana to have 1 more card versus just playing a Mimic Pod, which is 3 less mana, but you only get 2 cards instead of 3. So it really sucks that they literally just printed a better version of Thistle Tea, and that's what Mimic Pod is. So there's no reason to run T in this deck, which is very sad because I really like Tea Time. But unfortunately they did that, so that's why we play 2 Mimic Pods and no Tea. The reason Vanish is in the deck is because of maybe we'll play against a game where it's either another against a rogue or a paladin or a warrior, and they just fill the board up with a lot of creatures we were unable to capture the early game. We kind of can just reset all of that with Vanish, and because most of the cards in our deck, well, almost you know, every card in our deck is below 3 mana besides Vanish. Us vanishing the cards back to our hand really doesn't affect us, because we're just going to be able to refill up the board the following turn, or even that turn, with a bunch of 1/1s and 2/1s that summon more stuff and generate more value. So that's why I'm running the Vanish. Some people run 2 Vanish, but I found, you know, it's only good in certain situations, and having 2 of them, it'll kind of bog down your early hand, especially if you draw 1, if not 2 of these, and you end up not needing it. So it's one of those cards that's kind of like hit or miss. Sometimes it's super useful, sometimes it's not so useful. All right, so from there, we're going to go off and head into these ranked games, and hopefully we can get a good couple matches in and get some wins, and of course explain the deck even further. Alrighty, so heading into our first game here, we're going to be going against a warrior. Alright, I've faced a lot of fucking pirates today, so I'm going to hope this is not pirate warrior, because if it is, it's basically just an auto lose as a quest rogue. It's really not one of those good matchups that is very happy for us. If it is quest warrior, or pirate warrior, prep Mimic Pod is not the worst thing in the world. Also, novice isn't too bad either. So I'm actually going to keep this opening hand, just because we have the novice, the prep Mimic. It's pretty good. Alright, good. This is Quest Warrior. Okay, we have a chance now. We actually have a chance. I cannot tell you guys how annoying the pirates are, man. We've gone against 75% Pirate Warrior today when we face Warrior. Only 25% with the Taunt Warrior, which is surprising. Like, once you hit Legend, one would think you would play not Pirates. But, hey, who am I? So, I guess we go with the Novice Engineer here. Got the Panda. Okay, we could prep Mimic if we really wanted to, but there's no point. Not yet. So hopefully Novice lives, and then we could Panda Novice back, and if not, we'll just Panda the Firefly. Okay, Novice does not live. He knows better. He knows better. So if we would have prepped Mimic, we would have got 2 Tide Hunters, and that's not the best card we could have gotten. Doesn't look like we're going to be completing that quest right when we, on turn 5. Oh, Jesus Christ, that was a not so good of a Mimic Pod. I was hoping for, I don't know, Elementals. Shadow Step, something. Not a pain. Not a pain. It's alright, though. Okay, good trade. It's a trade we would have made anyway. Oh, we drew another prep, so that's okay. He could overdraw us if he really wanted to. I'm pretty sure we can Firefly. Because returning the Firefly is basically the same thing as playing this guy, because we can play the 2 cards anyway. And he might go out of his way to kill it, so we'll play the Firefly. The Firefly. It's literally the same exact thing as playing the Flame Elementals. Especially since we didn't Mimic Pod into something else. Dun, 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 dun. South Sea Dukehand. I suppose we're gonna have to attack with the Alkalite and see what we draw. Evis, does this change anything? Not really. We definitely need to get rid of some cards in our hand, so we might go with the another Alkalite. We could Evis this. I guess swing there. And then do we coin out one of these Flame Elementals? I don't see why not. We just haven't drawn Shadow Steps or any return mechanics besides the one at the very beginning that we used on for this elemental. So we just need to draw into another imp or anything to return these flame elementals to our hand. Novice is a good draw. Swash is a decent draw, so let's go Novice first. Shadow Step is good. So I suppose we're going to attack. We go with Swash first and then Shadow Step it. Let's play the one that costs mana. Fit in a hero power. Now we just need one more return a minion, we're good to go. So we have the one in our hand. This is the second one we've played of that kind. Okie dokie. And there's the ferryman. Perfect. Alright, this works out well. So now we ferryman this back. We play it. We prep the quest. We make the double trades. And we're good to go. How exciting. Quest complete. We do this. We do that. And we can easily get through this guy. These guys go to 1 HP. Actually, I should have swung my weapon and I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry, guys. And then the question is, do we want to charge in? I really don't see why we wouldn't. This feels like it'd be all right. Knock off some of that armor. We should have swung our weapon in, killed the curator, and then we would have done 10 damage to face instead of just the 5 here. That's my mistake. I'm really tired today. And I've made this video 3 times now. This is my 3rd Quest Rogue deck guide because the first, I don't even want to get into it. The first one we played, so here comes the brawl. But the first one we played, the audio got messed up because Audition crashed. And then the second one we played, the mic gave out during halfway through the video. I don't know what happened to the cable. And now this is our third go. So, does not feel so terribly good. So we're gonna hope he doesn't have another another brawl. That would feel really bad. Please no 2 brawls. Don't do this to me. We actually have lethal because we swing, 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 vanish, patches, swing. 25 damage, well 26 with hero power. But we definitely go all in there. We just don't play 2 5-drops because then they basically get sucked up by a Drake. And then the Drake does 2 damage, we trade 2 in, we play 2 more. We just gotta kinda go all in with a hand like that. So there's the Drake. This is why we didn't just play 2 of them. Perfect. Okay. So we definitely Firefly. We trade these guys in. We make these trades here. Justice is mine. Now we go ahead and vanish. And now we play another Patches and another Firefly. And now we have more value. Perfect. It'll be interesting to see how he gets out of this one. Ravaging Ghoul, Sleep with the Fishes, or double Execute does it. So there's Execute 1. Okay, 6/9 Taunt definitely does it. I fucked up. Do we go as far as playing another one? Probably, because it's just going to generate 2 more. Do we make this trade? Probably. No point not to. And that's it. We wait patiently. He's going to play at least one more taunt. He can actually go like Dirty Rat into another brawl. That'd be pretty good for him. And then if like his 6/4 lives, ooh, that'd be really bad. That'd be really bad. But the good news is this guy's going to allow us to have 2 more 5/5s, which is really nice. This guy's like fuel for the fire. This guy's more fuel for the fire. And of course the Firefly is 2 cards in 1. Dun dun dun. I didn't notice, but if you look at the back of this card, Sarah is actually chilling back there behind this, the mama. So as long as our guy lives, we win. If his guy lives, it's really bad. Looks like our guy lived. Feels good, man. It was a higher chance that our lived, but... Alright, GG. So it was a, what was it, a 75-25? Because we had twice the amount of cards. We had 4 cards, he had 2 cards. Okay. That's 1 win in the books. Let's get it done. I wonder what our loss will be. It'll probably be against another mage or a quest rogue. That seems to be where our losses come from. Well, when I notice I play this deck, our losses come from the other rogues or the other aggressive deck, maybe Hunter. Hunter could take us out pretty easily. Alright, so we've got Mimic Pod, Gadgets, and Ferryman. This all looks pretty good against Priest, to be honest, because this goes on 1, we coin into Ignis Elemental, we can Ferryman when we want, and we can Mimic Pod when we want, because Priest is pretty slow. So I'm actually going to keep this hand. Could be wrong, but I think Priest is slow enough that we can be a little bit greedy with the Mimic Pods and the Elementals. The only thing different in this hand, I would have put back the Mimic Pod and maybe looked for something else. That'd be the only difference if I wasn't playing against a Priest, but for the most part, we can get away with this. Hopefully. Hopefully. If he silenced Priest, he can actually silence our Ignis Elemental, which will cause us a really big headache. I would hate that to be our loss against a silenced Priest. Ouch. Because he silenced our Elemental. But I guess if he's silencing our Elemental and not silencing his cards, that's pretty good. Because we have other ways to get the quest done besides the Elementals. Even if it gets silenced, it's not the end of the world. Shadow Vision's probably looking for a Dragonfire Potion, to be honest. Well, I don't know why he would Shadow Visions now, because you want a higher chance to draw into other spells and things, so you have a greater chance of getting Dragonfire Potion, unless he has 1 in his hand, and the chances of drawing that versus other spells are exactly the same. Because if you have 1 in the deck versus all the other spells, you have a higher chance of drawing that, because everything's random, but if you have no Dragonfire Potions in hand, it's best to wait, and then play it when there's the highest chance of getting that Dragonfire Potion. So we're going to coin out the Elemental for sure. Oh, shizzle! Now we can just Mimic Pod next turn. Oh boy, that's annoying. Give it power. Oh god, he gave it pain too. Or power ward shield. Oh jeez. Oh Jesus. We will. We can actually bring this guy 3 times. Bring this guy out 3 times right now, but I don't think it's worth it. So I'm just gonna Mimic Pod. Look for a Shadow Step. Ooh, just South Sea. All right, that's not the end of the world. These guys are 1 mana 5/5 chargers, to be honest, so not the worst thing in the world. We do, however, want our Ignis Elemental to die. When this guy dies, we can complete our quest with Brewmasters and Ferryman on the 1/1s. Oh man, he's not gonna let it die. This guy's gonna be a pain in my ass. This guy is going to be a pain in my bosom. All right, so we might have to go South Sea Deckhand, South Sea Deckhand, Hero Power, trade. This might actually have to be the drill. This might actually have to be the drill. Ooh, Swash kind of does the same thing, but a little bit better because we have the weapon anyway. That's 2, that's 5, so this is fine. Ooh, Free from Amber. Could in fact be pretty good. So we know that trade's here, we know that trade's here, we know this trade's here, and this stays on the board. Put in that chip damage. So we actually can play this next turn. Prep Free from Amber. There's maybe a viable option here. Or we just play Swashbuckler 3 times. Or Novice. It's probably better for Novice. So we play like Novice, Youthful. But then we'd need 6 mana to play it again. I don't really like that. Another prep. So I guess it is okay to actually prep free from Amber now. Or it's best to novice. I don't know. Let's take advantage of this. I guess Ultra Sword, right? Oh, this is where Ultra Sword is gonna see its true value right here. This is Ultra Sword at its finest level. Ultra Sword! Oh my gosh. I gotta print screen that. When a quest rogue has Ultra Sword on turn 5, you know shit has gone. You somewhere went something someplace. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it doesn't get Shadow Word Death. Oh my gosh, an Ultra Sword can definitely eat that. But at the same time, we want to trade. Potion of Madness, wow, what a jerk. You know, he's gonna kill it off and he's gonna get the elementals. But it's fine, we have other ways of getting good cards. We really don't need that to be our one and only, to be honest here. Oh yeah, we're good to go. We're good to go. I'll take the value there. We'll kill this one too, just so he doesn't do some crazy buffs. And well, the quest will be complete next turn. Thanks to Ultra Sword. Ultra Sword! I can honestly say this is the first time I've ever played him. This is the first time this card has ever been on a board of mine. So we just go Novice Engineer, Prep Quest. We can even like Hero Power throughout the deckhand, maybe even Brewmaster deckhand back. We'll see. It's probably lethal regardless because we just trade with the 7/9 first and then we get the quest. This goes down to 21. That's 15. That's 4. This 5. Hero Power is an extra 1. Brewmaster it back. Depends on how much. Because that's 2. That's 7. And then that's 2. That's 4. And then we're at 6. That's 3. Yeah, so there actually is enough with the deckhand. But we attacked with our weapon last turn, didn't we? So actually we might be 2 mana off. We'll have to see. I mean, he just could clear the board right here. Who knows? Who knows with this guy? Mass Dispel. Well, that doesn't really hurt me too bad. I guess it kills 2 of my dudes. Ultra Store still stands. This guy's a bad bitch. All right, so we know this guy's going face 100% of the time. I don't think that ever changes. Now we play the Novice Engineer. We complete our quest. Now we prep the quest. Now we're at 3. We need to Hero Power. This goes 5. There's definitely no way at lethal from this particular state, but we can just swing into there. And I really don't mind just going face for 10. Just kind of get it on in there. Guess we're weak to Dragonfire, but that's regardless. We're always weak to Dragonfire. We're always weak to Dragonfire. Why didn't he attack with the 1/2 first? Could have dealt 1 extra damage. I would be at 24 right now. I could make or break the game. You never know. You never know. I was actually thinking about Brewmastering back the Tidehunter instead of the Hero Power, because re-upping the Hero Power, we can do that next turn regardless. Probably was a better play to Brewmaster that. Because we have 2 in our hand, so we might as well. So he needs a second Dragonfire, for sure. And he actually needs to Shadow Visions another Dragonfire to be like an ace in the hole. We'll see if he's got the ace in the hole or not, though. Not if Ultrasaur has anything to say about it or not. Ultrasaur. Think deep, priest. Do you have what it takes to be the #1 Dragonfire Potion Master? I actually played a priest against a rogue one time, the same exact deck we're playing, and we Dragonfire Potion 4 times in the game and we still lost. It was a brutal one, guys. It was a brutal one. We did our best. We dragon fired as much as humanly possible, but it just wasn't enough. I guess this guy's tilted, man, because there's really no reason to rope out. You're already legend. You got nothing to lose, man. Like, you lose your legend rank, but it's not like you're going for top 100, buddy. You forgot to attack with your 1-2. I could tell there's a deficit and you know, the paying attention area, which is okay because I make mistakes too. But then again, I'm also not trying to go for, you know, crazy legend ranks. All right, so let's play again. Let's knock it out. Let's knock it out. So did we even have our loss in here so far? No, I don't think so. I think we're 2-0 right now. So we got to have our one loss for sure, maybe. And we also have to play like 1 or 2 more games. We got to see what's going on. A warrior. Okay, this guy looks like the Pirates, man. This looks like a good loss. This looks like that good loss. Definitely. Let's put back Vanish. Keep the Swash for sure. Tidehunter is not the best thing, but again, it's Warrior. If we complete the quest, we get a 5/5 taunt. He replaced every card in his hand, so that's pretty much a sign that he's Taunt Warrior because he threw away the quest. There's not a whole lot of Pirate Warriors that'll throw away every single card in their hand. So this is definitely Quest Warrior. Bum, bum, bum. I thought he's Pirates. Only he could be Pirates with just a terrible start. He started with like everything bad. Could be. Maybe. Probably not. Could be though. Ooh, holy shit, he is Pirates. By golly gee gosh. Who's in charge? You're in charge. Novice Engineero. I suppose the hero power is best here. This is a super rough match right now. This is almost a near impossible one to win. Pirate Warrior's so good. My face! It's getting brutally smacked.
I hope you like my invention.
We actually should have swashed first. That was my bad. Do we want to take the 1? I'll take the 1. I'll be a man about it. Probably a wrong play there, but I think leaving a creature up is pretty important. I value a 1/1 creature versus a 1/1 patches on our side. We're at 22, but we also have both our taunts. We also have the ability to Ferryman back the Swash, which is actually really, really good. My face. Oh, coin. Another War Axe. Jesus. Double Mimic Pod. You got me fucked up, man. It would take us to trade all of our minions into that. But I really want to Ferryman back the Swash, which means we would have to take the 5, and we cannot. I repeat, cannot take the 5. But this is how... Oh, man. Come on, Shadow Step. Ooh. Ooh, okay. That was like the best Mimic Pod ever. That was literally the best Mimic Pod ever. Unfortunately, the card he gave us is shit, but oh, that worked out perfect. Calculated. All right, so hopefully he lets our Swash live. Oh, Jesus. This frothing is a big deal. We need to draw a Vis. We need a Vis, like, right now. Ooh, Vanish. Ooh, we don't have a prep, though, so that doesn't really work. All right, give me something juicy. Ooh. Do we have to War Axe this? I feel like we're just going to take way too much damage. I mean, if we don't War Axe it, we're taking too much damage. Alright, we basically just have to hope that we don't lose in 2 turns. I know it's going to be a stressful one, but I think we can do it. Maybe. 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 We just can't lose this turn. And then we can't allow him to get... Oh, we lose. Yeah, like I said. This is a very, very difficult matchup. This is a really, really hard one. Exceedingly difficult. Almost impossible. Especially when Swashbuckler didn't give us any armor gaining abilities and no taunt minions. We could have played the Murlocs, but the Murlocs are much more much more important when they're 5/5 taunts. When they're 5/5 taunts, we can like guarantee a win at that point. But like, let's say if we play him when we're 1/1s, then even if we complete the quest, he still goes face. You know what I'm saying? No, not another warrior. Come on, man. I'm trying to do a deck guide here, bro. All right. Please don't be pirates, okay? You can be whatever you want to be, just not pirates. Because if we do pirates, we're actually this is gonna be the first deck guide we've done in a while with 2 losses. Because I don't want to play like pirates. Like I said, guys, when you play this deck, you accept your defeats against pirates. That is the deck you are not. It's like it is so up there in the loss ratio. It's not even funny. It is not a fun. It's not a fun in the sun kind of ratio. Yeah, that tells me he's kind of pirates. Oh, he's quest. Thank goodness gracious. Holy shit. You had me on a tightrope there, buddy. You had me on a super tightrope. I almost thought we were assuredly gonna get fucked. I almost 100% we were gonna get moo-mooed Mr. Power Wagon right over. But this is almost looking promising. Let's get this guy out as soon as possible. Interesting he runs Armor Smith. Means he's running into a lot of aggro. Like pirates. I don't understand, guys. Like, how can you be legend and then continue to spam pirates? And you can't be like, well, Rob, what if that's their only deck? I don't think if you're hitting legend that pirates is your only deck. It's just that does not seem like it's going to be something that's going to happen very often. I suppose sometimes it could in fact be something, but it does not seem very likely. Definitely get this guy out of the way. Let's aim to kill this Armor Smith next turn, especially because we have the Abyss in hand. Maybe it was best to just go Firefly, Abyss that, then trade there. But then that lives, and then there's better cards for Abyss to hit, like the whoa, why does he trade there? Just the armor up? That's it? Okie dokie. All right, so first things first, I guess we swash again. Ooh, Arcanite's good. We know 2 of those are gonna die, so we can just summon that to get the ball rolling, or we could also Grime Street. I'm gonna inform it. Infest doesn't really seem that bad. Equality could also be really useful, to be honest. So it's Infest or Equality. Infest could give us a lot of value, to be honest. But Equality could also give us value in regards to the big minions he's gonna be playing. Those are really annoying taunts. Let's go with Infest. I'm feeling a little frisky. Equality was probably the better one to pick, to be completely honest. But Infest, you know, that's fun and interactive. It's Spidey time. It's spider time. Shield slamming the 1/2. I like it. I understand why he's doing it, but that's not like... Actually, no, it happened to work out exceedingly well for him at that situation, but most of the time that's not what you would want to do. So I guess we could go ahead and play this. If we Infest... No. Well, I'm thinking we could just panda this back. We'll just go face. We just need this to die and we're good to go. And he has no silences in his deck, so. We are good to go. If we Infested and he kills our board, then these could actually overdraw us, and then we would we'd lose out. I'm not trying to lose out, and I'm not a loser router kind of guy. We also could have Abyssed our own dude. That was probably the better play, to be honest, because he's just gonna chill. He is just gonna chill. So you're gonna Abyss our own dude. Okay, so let's play all the dudes. We're actually going to hold off right there, not extend anymore. And we'll finish up the quest tomorrow. Next turn. So he's cleared this board to stop him from becoming 5/5s, or you don't clear the board and you have to deal with 5/5s. But I'm not committing anymore, because next turn we can go Novice Engineer, or we can go the Flame Dude and complete the quest. If we draw a prep, we can do a lot more. We can even maybe throw in an infest, but for the most part, this seems to be just enough. He's gonna have to, he doesn't want to brawl this, but he probably should, because this is the same board as 5/5s, right? So like him brawling this is preventing 5/5s, if he has brawl. So Ravaging Ghoul, gonna kill 2 of these guys. I wonder if he uses Sleep with the Fishes. Gonna execute 1, makes sense, makes perfect sense. I like the way this guy thinks. Another execute? You've already told me you have it. So you'd rather execute than let your 3/3 lose. Or maybe it was a shield slam, who knows? Who knows with this guy? Now our quest is completed. We're gonna use it. This turns to a 5/5. This can trade here, and this can go face. Oh man, so this is value, that's value, this is draw, this is more dudes, taunt, damage. It's nice. It's real nice. Okay. I guess first things first is we do that. We hit there to there. We make contact there. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I kind of want to shadow step this to draw an additional card, but at the same time I don't. Kind of do though. Okay, that worked out very well for us. All right, so let's knock out this Taunt Warrior real quick, clean up our deck guide with a nice 3-in-1. Feels good, man. Ooh, Sagoth. It's pretty good. That was a good one. Duskboar. Lols. He's not even close, is he? Yeah, 3 out of 7. Not even close. He's already used 1. No, he hasn't used any brawls yet. So and we're not going to extend more than 3 creatures ever. Oh, he's getting pretty good cards from his top decks here. I mean, the Curator draws him into more stuff. Shield block him, gets him more value. It's kind of scary. Good news is our Acolyte allows us to draw more cards. I really don't want to swing the weapon in there. At the same time, I don't want to like super damage these dudes, to be completely honest. I guess we could, yeah. I guess we'll charge in. We'll extend more than what I feel comfortable with. Well, let's put him down just in case he has like some, we had more returns, I would go for it, but we only have the 1 Shadow Step and I'd rather not do that. And I don't want to use it on the Novice Engineer because she still has the Drake card. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. What does it give us? A River Croc. Okay. It's really going above and beyond here. Is there any way we deck out? There's a slight chance that we could. If I extend any more, he's just gonna brawl. This is just enough to be annoying. He hasn't played a single brawl yet, so he's 12. I don't want to play the Acolytes because he can like whirlwind, like do bad things, and we can actually deck ourselves out. So he's at what, 5? Ooh, he's getting closer to that rag shots. Ooh, this could be a close game. Howdy Hangman is really holding in there. The Curator into the Drakes has really helped him, but he doesn't have Curator anymore. We've already dealt with double Drake. We've seen executes, we've seen shield slams. The only thing we haven't seen yet is brawl, and we're gonna play around that the best as possible. All right, so whoever wins this brawl is basically a very big deal. So hopefully we can win the brawl. We did not. Feels bad, man. So he's completing the quest next turn. Oh, this is actually really scary now. That brawl was a big deal that he did not win, because now he took an extra 1 damage, and that 1/4 he's going to play another taunt. He's going to get more armor. Gives him the... He can play... He's just looking for a cheap taunt, then he can play Sulfuras and Hero Power in the same turn, which is only 5 mana. So he just needs a 5 mana taunt or less to be able to pull all that off. He probably wants to fit in another Hero Power. So if he plays like another Tar Creeper, which he plays 1, he plays 2 for sure. He also could go with like another... You go with like... what is it called? Dirty Rat Brawl. Have Armorsmith live again, and then we're super fucked. That could be really bad. So armor up. Shield Slam. Okay. Cheap taunt. Okay. Oh, hot diggity dog. Well, we know he has another brawl. Face. Boom. Very scary. I know the deal, man. I gotta keep you frozen. I know the deal, my friend. So he's gonna brawl now. So he's gonna brawl, Sulfuras, and Hero Power. That's what I would do. He's played this extraordinarily well, though. This warrior, he knows his rogue matchup. This has been a really good game. He's played to exactly what he's supposed to do. Oh, Ally Armorsmith, are you gonna play Sulfuras too? Okay, there's the Sulfuras. He still can't attack. And we see the Hero Power come down here. Please hit a creature. Good. Okay, good, good, good. So we freeze this again. These kind of have to hit this because of Sleep with the Fishes, but they're gonna die to smaller AoE. But I guess it doesn't really matter because I don't want everything to die to that. So I guess it's really important that this does happen. And then we'll casually return this back to our hand yet again. And then this goes face. I'm gonna play around you ever attacking with this weapon, man. So this is actually really scary because he could Ravaging Ghoul and it gives him a much higher chance to hit face. And at that point, if we ever just keep... Oh, Jesus. What can he pick here that's really good? Poisonous really bad. +3 health is really bad. Divine Shield. Creature. Fuck yes. Execute. Oh boy. Why didn't you execute first? I don't know. I don't know. So it's either he takes 5 or we take 5, and that puts us way too low. We could go with the Vanish and then redevelop on the board. That puts us in the same spot, though. Literally the same spot. I can't afford to take the damage. Three cards left. I really don't want to outplay the Alkalite of Pain, but at the same time, we do need to push lethal. What are the chances that he draws Brawl? Kind of low. I really want to push for lethal, which means we need to play another creature. Alright, don't brawl me, bro. Alright. Don't brawl me, bro. Did he get that off the top? Rip. Rip me. Alright, hit my face. Fuck! Alright, he has no more brawls, which is good.
I hope you like my invention. I'm almost out of cards.
We have to Mimic Pod.
I'm out of cards.
Ooh, we just win, right? He's at 17. Fuck, what is this? This is 15, and he's at 17. We're 1 off. Oh. We're 1 off. It feels so bad. It feels so bad. We're 1 off. Oh. I think we still win, though. Oh, Jesus, that was so close. That was a, how you say, man, the close ones. Whoo, hot diggity dog, folks. What a way to end the deck guide right there. Alrighty, guys. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this deck guide. Again, not one of my most like fun decks to play, as I normally like the more control-oriented decks. But because you guys recommended that I played this deck, and you guys really wanted to see it, and it's so prominent on ladder, it's kind of important to show off and kind of see the inner workings of the deck for sure. So hopefully you've enjoyed, and if there's anything I missed out on or anything you'd like to explain further, feel free to leave those in the comment section below. For those viewers that are looking for that additional information, you guys can be a good source for those down in the comment section. So as always, guys, I'm Warshack, of course, and happy whatever the hell day it is.